Hi there, I'm Haley. Thanks for clicking our video. Our goal for the next few minutes is to provide an overview of phobia disorders from a unique anti-stigma perspective. We hope you come away with a view of phobias that centers the whole person rather than just their disorder. I'll start with a brief overview of what is typically considered a phobia and some potential causes and symptoms. A phobia is defined as a persistent and unreasonable fear of a particular object, activity, or situation. The DSM-5 emphasizes that phobias include a much more strong and persistent fear than is typically experienced, and this fear is accompanied by a strong desire to avoid the feared object or situation. Symptoms include this marked, persistent, and disproportionate fear that usually lasts at least 6 months. Exposure to the feared object or situation produces immediate fear and a strong desire to avoid. Lastly, a phobia can also cause significant distress or impairment of daily functioning. One example is agoraphobia, which is the fear of being in a public space where escape is difficult or help unavailable. Although there are many theories about what causes phobias, two fairly solid ones are that 1, phobias are learned through conditioning. That is, fear is acquired through a specific fearful encounter with a situation or object, or even watching another encounter the object. As an individual begins to avoid the feared thing, the fear grows. A second theory is that we are predisposed to develop certain phobias through fears transmitted genetically through an evolutionary process. So, ancestors who feared things such as animals, darkness, and heights were more likely to survive and thus passed those fears on to their offspring. Now that we have a bit of an idea of what phobias are, we can begin to think critically about the ways that they're portrayed in media and how this could harm people who have phobias in real life. Typically, in media and popular culture, folks with phobias are only portrayed within the context of a joke. There is usually little character development beyond showing the symptoms of the phobia, and these phobias are depicted as extreme and comical. The result? The only experience some of us have with people who have phobias is a caricature seen through a screen. We get the impression that a person's whole personality in life is consumed by their phobia, and that it is the center of all their experiences. While phobias often severely interfere with daily functioning, it is harmful to become so focused on the phobia that we forget to acknowledge the rest of the person. On another note, phobias should not be written off as a joke, but rather viewed through the lens of empathy, patience, and desire to understand what it is like to live with persistent, often debilitating fear. To sum it up, 1, a person is more than their phobia, and 2, while this is true, phobias should be treated as a serious mental health issue, not written off or treated as a joke. Overall, we really want you to come away with the idea that people are more than just their disorder. Having a phobia does not make someone odd or incapable of normal relationships. Phobias are not a sign of weakness, something to be laughed at, or something that someone can just get over. Furthermore, it is not shameful to have a phobia. If you or someone you know has a phobia, we want you to know how valid your experience is and how little it has to do with your worth as a person. You are strong, you are loved and can love well, and you are capable of making peace with your fear. If you think you might have a phobia, the good news is there are many people whose career revolves around helping you. Treatments are in general very successful, and about 70% of people show significant improvement afterward. Treatment can also be adjusted to your comfort levels. Regardless of your beliefs, we think that love has healing power no matter where it comes from. When you learn to love yourself and accept yourself as you are, even with a phobia, you can begin to move toward change. This love can also be experienced through God or higher power, people in your life, and even a loving pet. We hope this video encourages you to love those in your life who experience a phobia. even if that someone is yourself. Take care.